Alright, welcome back to Out of the Abyss live stream. I'm Tim, the DM, and let's give some quick introductions for people who might be just joining for the first time. Let's start with Bjorn. Bjorn, why don't you introduce yourself and your character real quick?
I am Bjorn, and I am playing Gror Ironjaw, the dwarven, druid barbarian.
Yes. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, and Brittany, why don't you say hi and quickly introduce your character? Brittany, come on.
I'm here.
So say hi and introduce your character real quick.
Right, so my character's name is Bria, and I'm a half-elf.
Alright. And currently on the road, after family Thanksgiving travels and such, is Doug, who plays Gendrick Mori. I will be filling in for his combat-related roles. And, so yeah. Well, time for the recap. Last time, we found our heroes trapped in a drow prison at a outpost called Velkenvelv. You can see the map on the screen here. And basically they were looking for a way to escape. So, after having some interactions with their fellow prisoners, the players hatched a plan. But the plan was somewhat interrupted by a drow who worked at this outpost, who offered to leave the door to their slave pen unlocked. And Bria was lucky enough to manage to lift a set of keys for the manacles that they were all wearing from one of the drow guards who was guarding her as she worked stacking boxes in the kitchens. So just as she unlocked everyone's manacles, and they were about to burst through out of the slave pen, there was a horrible screech. And an alarm bell sounded, and there were shouts from the drow. And that is where we pick back up. So, let's start with Bjorn. What do you got for us?
I'll hold my action for now.
Well, we're not currently in combat.
I'm aware, I'm just generally saying. Because
Alright.
I do not have a different plan currently.
Alright. Brittany.
So I will look around
Okay.
and see if anyone's coming.
Alright, so no one's going towards the slave pen, which, by the way, is number 11 on this map. You do see... I'm sorry?
Actually don't see the map.
Oh, you don't see the map? Did I shift you guys? Oh, sorry.
Nope.
So that's the map. I'm sorry. I shifted my view, but not yours. So, no drow are coming towards the slave pen, but there are drow running back and forth outside. One just crossed the bridge between 10 and 11, and was running off towards, presumably, 13 or 12.
Perfect. I quickly unlock everyone, and
They're already unlocked.
oh, well, there's that. So I asked the rest of them, now what? We should probably escape.
Probably, and also, say hi to Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Alright, so Ben is a Navy buddy of mine. A different Navy buddy than the last time, so. Alright, so, everyone wants to exit the slave pen?
Yes.
Alright, as you do, you hear a droning sound, as if, like, either a gigantic insect or a huge swarm of them are somewhere in the cavern.
Which direction is it coming from?
It's coming from every direction, but it is a cavern, so it's very echoey, so, you know.
Right.
Ben asks that you don't die, so keep that up. But we're going to go back to Bjorn. Bjorn, you've now exited the slave pen. Now, you guys know that your stuff is probably kept here in 6 through 8, and that the guard tower at 13 certainly has some equipment, and the guard tower at 1 might also, but you don't know for sure. but that equipment is not yours. It is just general drow equipment.
Mhm. Well, I'm more personally interested in my own equipment. I don't
Alright.
know about anyone else. I know Doug just kind of wants any to get his hands on.
Alright, that does make sense. And remember, though, your druidic focus can supply the material component to spells, but any spell that doesn't have a material component, you don't need it for.
Ah, cool.
So, you can still cast some spells. And
Cool.
now that your hands are free, you can perform somatic components for your spells.
Awesome.
Alright. So, are you going to head? Basically, you can take a right towards 13 and 12, or you can keep going straight and try to get through the tower at 10.
Well, I think the deep nuns still have that standing bet to try to see who can steal the stuff the best or something.
That's true.
And I want them to steal my equipment back because I am no sneak thief.
Okay.
So I tell them that now is their chance to do so. And
All right,
kind
so
of prove their worth, I guess.
Jimjar, who was the one with whom that bet was made, says,
Mhm.
"Hey, in that case, let's head through the guard tower."
I agree.
All right.
I also agree.
All right. So you get to the door, and when you try it, it's not locked. So who's going to go in first?
I'll go in.
All right, Bria's going to lead the way. All right, so you burst through, and there are two drow who are aiming crossbows through the window. Are you going to try and be stealthy, or are you just going to go for it?
I think I'll try to be stealthy.
All right, so take a stealth check.
Okay. So,
Which for you is
5.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah,
Wonderful.
so they don't hear you. So what you can do is, you can either sneak up and try to get the drop on them, or you could try to sneak out and just sneak past them. When you're in here, you notice that there are also, let me double check so I don't lie. So, there is an armory section that has some chain shirts, some studded leather armor, some shields, and some crossbow bolts and such.
That's all.
Well, let's see. There's also some short swords and daggers, some bags that have things in them.
Okay. So,
You don't know what's in the bags, though.
Right. So I sneak past them, grab as much of that stuff as I can possibly carry, as quietly as I can carry it,
Alright.
and bring it back.
So why don't you take another stealth check, and we'll use that to help determine how much you can actually carry.
Aw, sad face.
Ah, well, that means that the drow hear you. So, they are now aware. So why don't you roll for initiative? While I roll for the drow. Well, you're definitely going to go first. Alright. Now, Bjorn, would you like to also roll? Or are you going to
Yeah,
stay? Alright.
always.
I'm assuming at this point I yell for backup.
Right. Alright, so it's going to be a 23 for Bria. Ouch. So, and let's see how Gendrick does with his +1. So, he gets an 8. And your companions are just going to go at 10 because that makes it easier for me. Alright, Bria. You are currently unarmed. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You're at the armory, so you can take your turn to simply grab some swords or something.
Aren't I already carrying them?
No, you made too much noise, so it's going to cost you an action to grab them.
Oh, I thought it was I made too much noise coming back with the stuff.
Sorry, no.
Oh, okay. And they have crossbows, you say?
They do, and short swords.
Right. I should probably take that action to grab a shield and a sword.
There's no shields, but there are a lot of swords. So you can grab a couple short swords if you want.
No.
They were
Did I say they were shields? I might be wrong. Let me double check. Short swords, daggers, crossbow bolts. Oh yeah, there are shields. So yeah, you can grab a shield and a short sword, which will give you a +2 to your armor class. So, oops. You are now at armor class 15.
Bad.
Alright, so now it is the Drow's turn. So, the unprepared DM turns to the Drow page. I know. It's after the dragon page, but before the dinosaur page, I think. No, after the dinosaur page, because of alphabets. I know the alphabet.
You know all the alphabets.
Oh, well, not all of them. I don't know the Mongolian alphabet. I know, shocking, right?
I wish I did.
I'm a little bit surprised.
Are you? Okay, now I'm confused because it seems to just not be here.
Make it up.
Dragon turtle. Dryad. Oh, is it under elf? It's under elf. Who comes up with this crap? Alright, sorry. So, they both run up to go and attack you because you are the one who that is most obvious to them.
Okay.
So, let's see if they can hit. So the first one manages to not even connect with you. It's nothing.
Whiff.
Yeah. And the next one, he just hits you. Your shield is unable to completely turn away the blow. And so...
I get a scratch.
You do get a scratch. It's actually not that bad. It's just 1d6. There we go. So, he grazes you a little bit for 4 points of damage. And now, it is your companion's turn. So, Prince Darendil lets out this very barbaric roar, very much not in line with his being a elf prince, but you know. And he rushes in, and he attacks, trying to rip into one of the drow. So, come on. Alright, he misses the first one. But that second time, he digs his claws right into one of them. Alright. Wow, yeah, he pulls away big chunks of flesh. And this drow is now bleeding profusely through his chainmail. Alright. We are now on to Gendrick, who is able to use his spells once again, and so he is going to use an Eldritch Blast at the drow, who has already been damaged. And let's double check his spell attack. Alright, it is +3. Unfortunately, his spell misses and does nothing. Alright. Gror. One drow is already almost dying. And you have a dagger.
Well, I know I do have a little flint dagger. I'm going to jump at the one who is not currently occupied.
Well, they're both occupied with attacking
And I'm going to
Bria.
attack that one.
They're both
Right,
occupied.
the one who isn't being attacked.
Oh, okay. The one who hasn't been harmed yet?
Yes. I'm going
Okay.
to attack that one. So I'll engage him. How are we ruling the flint dagger?
It's just a dagger. So it's got
Okay,
normal dagger
so-
damage.
Like 1d6, right?
Yep.
And do I kind of be proficient with it since I'm proficient with super weapons?
You are proficient with it because for all rules purposes, we are treating it as a dagger.
Cool.
It just happens to be made of flint. Well, that's
Sounds
definitely a
fun.
hit.
Awesome. Means. Minus 10 damage.
Wow. Well, he's even more hurt than this guy, than the other guy. So that was definitely a good hit. And we are back to Bria.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, it's
So-
1d4, so I'm going to take off 2 points from that.
Okay.
I'm going to swing at one of the drow with my sword.
Okay.
So,
That is a miss.
hmm.
Alright, so one of the drow turns to attack Prince Darendil. Who hits. Alright, but Prince Darendil does not seem to be significantly harmed by this. Alright, the other one is going to attack Bjorn.
Mm-hmm.
But you manage to dodge out of the way.
Yeah, because it's a little short.
Right. Alright, so Prince Darendil is going to attack again. Alright, so he hits the first one. Alright, and that is just enough to kill it. So he sinks his claws into its throat and just crushes it, and it falls gasping for breath on the ground, but there's just no way it's going to come back from that.
Brutal.
It is brutal. It's pretty metal. Alright, so the other one, he does a much more modest amount of damage to. So, but still, this one is definitely not doing very well. Alright, so we are on to Gendrick, actually, I believe. So he going to try once again to Eldritch Blast. Well, he misses this time. So, Gror, what do you got?
I'm gonna hit him again. Oh, I'm not even typing. Jesus.
You should actually type if you want to roll. That is a general rule. Alright,
A
no,
little bit.
nothing. You can't even hit this guy. Bria, what do you got?
I guess I'm gonna swing at the drow with my sword again, because that's really all I can do.
Basically. Oh, that's a hit.
Stab.
Now give us 1d6 plus... Oh, it doesn't matter, plus 3. I was going to say you can use whichever is higher, your strength or dexterity, but they are the same. Alright, so, describe how you kill this drow.
Let's see here. I split right down his ribcage,
Alright.
very epically, with a nice battle cry.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, so now, you guys are in the armory. There are no more drow. But the alarm is still sounding outside.
That's fine. It's not for us.
So what are you going to do?
Arm ourselves, or make sure everyone else is armed, I guess, at this point.
Alright.
And, search for some of those bags.
Alright, so what is in the bags is, as I reach right for the correct book, let's see, there are 4 coils of silk rope. Spider silk, but, you know. There are enough short swords and daggers that... there's 6 short swords and 10 daggers. There are... Oops. Some hammers. Not like weapon hammers, like, you know, we're going to nail together some planks of wood. And some bags of iron spikes, which are for use with the hammers. As well as 6 bags of caltrops.
Okay.
Are there any simple wooden shields?
There are, so there are 6 shields, and they are, well, they're not metal, but they're not really wood either. You're not sure what they are.
Okay.
But they're organic.
Like a nature check?
You can take a nature check, and if you'd like one, you can use one without violating your druid oath.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was aiming for.
Alright, they are made out of a mushroom fiber called zirkwood, which grows in the Underdark, and is often used in places where surface dwellers would normally use, what do you call it? Wood.
Okay, cool.
So would you like...
I will grab one of those.
Alright. So, Gendrick also takes one, Ront takes one, Eldeth takes one, and let's see, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sereth takes one, and so does Bupido. Alright,
Cool.
so...
Let's continue.
Alright.
Oh, also, I want to take some rope as well.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I want to grab some of the silk rope as well.
You should probably grab all of the silk rope. It's always a good idea to have rope.
Yeah.
So, all 4...
Yeah, I mean, I personally was going to grab some.
Oh, right.
But yes, we in general grab some.
Alright. So, you're now in 10. What is your next stop?
Back out of here.
Across the bridge, I would assume.
The bridge to the south
To 6th
west?
Street.
Alright, to 6th Street. Alright, you get out of the door, and now you're on the bridge, and on the landing beyond the bridge, you see a drow warrior fire a crossbow bolt off towards the air in the cavern. And you hear this buzzing sound. And then, right as you're not sure what to do about this, a gigantic 4-limbed insect-like creature with a long pointed snout and a little mane of rough, wiry hair lands on the ledge, impales this drow warrior with its proboscis, and just lifts off it back into the air.
Oh dear.
Damn.
Indeed. And, because you guys got so close to it, it is time for saving throws. Isn't that great?
Huzzah.
I know, right? So let me just make sure I get the
Saving throw
right
against
number.
what?
Alright, so it is going to be Constitution saving throws. So,
From what exactly?
well, that is a good question. Let's make sure that no one fails, and if anyone does, that's a problem. Ooh. That's no good. Ooh.
Does my dwarven resilience
Oh!
affect
Oh
this?
no, with that, because this is not poison.
Okay. So, what is this? Is what I'm asking.
So, you have been put to sleep, supernaturally, by the horrible droning of the insect creature.
Well, okay.
Yeah, not good. And, so all 3 of you are asleep. But, let's check for some of our NPCs.
Before I fall asleep, could I make a test to see what like creature or animal it was?
Well, you won't be able to do anything about it until after you wake up.
Right, but I'd at least have the knowledge.
Alright, yeah, go ahead. Take a religion check, actually.
Okay. A religion check
Yep.
to identify the creature.
Yes. Oops.
Okay. That is not what I was expecting.
Alright, it is a demon called a Kazmi, and they are very unpleasant.
Huh.
What do they do?
Well, in addition to killing people, they also put them to death with their droning wing thingies.
So the sound kills you?
Well, it doesn't kill you, it just puts you to sleep. But if you are, you know, right next to, say, a demon, being put to sleep is probably not a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So that's all the info I know about it?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so let's see how it goes for everyone else. So, I'm actually just going to do this real quick. Alright. Alright, so, Eldith, Topsy, Turvy, Shushar, Ront, and Jimjar have managed to not be put asleep by this. And so,
Handy.
they spend several minutes slapping you repeatedly. So, let's retake some Constitution saves, but with advantage. So that's 2d20 K1 with your Constitution modifier, and also with your Proficiency modifier if you're proficient.
Right.
220K1.
Oh no.
Alright, so Gror, you wake up. Unfortunately,
Yes.
Gendrick does not. Let's see what Bria can do.
Wait, it's plus our Constitution modifier?
Well, it's plus your Constitution save, which is usually your Constitution modifier, unless you are proficient, which you are not. So, yeah. Alright. Well, that's... You forgot the K1, but you're still asleep. So, Gror, you wake up. Prince Darendil wakes up. But Bria and Gendrick are still asleep. So you are the only one who can tell the others what you guys should do.
Okay. Well, first off, that was a demon, and it wasn't fun. And I forget the name of it, but my character does not, and he relates that to them.
Shushar says, well, I can carry someone if you'd like. I won't
Yeah,
be
that
able
was-
to attack anyone, but why don't I carry stool here?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, everybody grab another limp body to carry off into the
Alright, so
shelter.
Eldith grabs Boopido, and Topsy grabs her brother Turvy. And,
Okay.
let's see, Prince Darendil grabs Ront. And, let's see. Who does that leave? So Jimjar. Oh, Gror, who are you gonna grab?
Who's unconscious?
Well, we've still got Bria and Gendrick.
Okay. Am I the only other person who can carry someone now?
No, Jimjar and Sareth are still around.
Okay. Which one is Sarah again?
Sareth is the drow who was in there with you, who had been accused of murder.
Ah, right. So he can grab Bria, and I'll grab Gendrick.
Alright, and Jimjar is going to try and steal some stuff.
Yeah, fun.
Alright, so
So let's.
you make it across the bridge,
Mhm.
and the door is locked, but it's just made out of Zerkwood, so you might be able to break it down. So what are you going to do?
We have no way to like pick the lock or anything, do we?
Well, you don't have any lockpicking tools.
Well, I mean, I know I don't, but
Neither
there's several NPCs who I have no idea what they have.
They do not.
Okay, fun.
So Prince Darendil says, well, I might be able to break down this door. I'd rather not have to use my brute strength like that, but I suppose if we have to, well, you know, needs must.
Yeah, I know it's not exactly. I know it's a bit crass of him, but it's kind of necessary.
He sighs and says, well, I suppose it is. Care to help me?
Of course. Can we have everybody put some like the bodies down and like a couple people kind of protect him while like
Yeah,
the
so
big guys kind of go in?
Jimjar definitely wants to go in there because he wants to see if he can get the stuff and win the bet. But would you like to also go in there and then you and Prince Darendil and Jimjar can go in?
Yeah, sounds good. Is the orc asleep?
Ront is asleep, unfortunately.
Okay. I tell Junjar, now you are aware that since we have to break in the door, if there are people inside, they're probably going to know we're there, and therefore make the bet from a moot point, right?
Hey, you know what? Sometimes bets, they go moot. It happens. We can always make more bets. But what we
All right.
can't do is make another escape attempt, most likely. So, let's go with
So
it.
long as he knows that, let's go do it.
Alright. Well, you are capable of breaking down this door, which was not terribly sturdy in the first place.
Perfect.
So... Let me just
What's
double...
inside?
Let me just double check. Alright, so... Inside, it is pitch dark, but luckily all of you have dark vision. And so, what you see is a gigantic spider. So, right? So, why don't you take a perception check?
Eight.
Alright.
Yes. Let's see you beat that roll.
Yeah, so the spider seems to glare at you. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to cast Speak with Animal.
Okay, well... Fair enough. So
It requires
you use...
verbal and somatic components, so I can still use it.
Alright, so you use up one of your spell slots. Make sure you mark that down.
Yep.
And nothing happens.
I try and talk with it and say, "Hello, giant spider.
No response.
Is it too stupid to speak with me?
It doesn't even move.
It doesn't even move. Is it alive?"
Maybe.
Alright. I carefully meander over to the giant spider.
Alright, well it turns out that it's actually just a very lifelike carving with gemstone eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it turns out you did expend a spell slot for nothing, but hey.
Hey, it happens every once in a while. Better
Right.
safe than sorry.
So, and you notice that in fact, you are in a shrine, and so behind the giant spider statue is an altar with some silver candlesticks on it, and there are thick candles in the candlesticks, but they're not lit.
Okay.
And as you look, the eyes of the spider are in fact polished jet.
Polished jet, that's cool. Is there anything else in the room? Like, that I should
There
be
are some cushions, and
worried about?
there is a trapdoor leading down.
Okay. But there's no one else in here that I can see.
Nope.
Okay. So I tell Junjo to light the candles while me and the prince kind of drag everybody in here.
Alright, so Jimjar looks at you like you're a complete moron, and says,
Oh right.
how am I supposed
I'll
to
light
do
the
that?
candles. You guys go do
How
your
are
thing.
how are you going to do that?
'Cause I'm a damn druid and I have druid crafted things and I can light candles.
Alright.
So I'm gonna use druid craft to light the fucking candles.
Alright, so you managed to light the candles, congratulations.
Thanks.
Alright, well, Jimjar and Prince Darendil go down the trap door. Alright, a few
After
seconds.
they bring everybody else into the room, right?
Is that what you wanted?
That's what I did say. I don't want everybody just like.
Oh, right,
laying
yeah, I'm sorry, you
outside.
did say that. So, yeah, everyone is slowly brought inside. And the muffled sounds of battle still kind of ring out. So, um, after a few minutes, you hear a short yelp from downstairs.
Okay, in those few minutes, can I try to wake everybody up again?
Yeah, Brittany, why don't you take a Constitution save throw again, and that will be with advantage
Okay.
because more than one person is trying.
So, okay. How do we do the with advantage, or is it just...
So it's 2d10 K1 plus your Constitution.
2d20.
Yeah, sorry, 2d20.
Trying to rig these rolls.
All right.
Yeah. All right, you wake up.
Yes.
Gendrick wakes up.
Good
And
news, guys. I'm not gonna
Bupido. So everyone but Stool is up.
I'm not surprised.
Poor
die. Carry
Stool.
him.
All right, he's small. All right. So, while you're doing this, the yelp happens, and then you hear a very loud crashing sound.
From underneath?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Bria, we're gonna go turn to you because you haven't been up for a while.
Perfect.
Right. So the crashing noise came from where?
Downstairs is a trapdoor that you are just now noticing. Although technically you don't know who's down there. Although the missing people are Prince Darendil and Jimjar.
Right. Looks like we're going to the trapdoor.
Alright, now
Oh,
remember,
everybody went down there.
when I
Okay.
say it's a trapdoor, I don't mean like it looks suspicious. I mean it's just, it's a door that's flush with the floor and leads down.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, so, is Gror going to go with Bria?
Absolutely.
Alright, so you two get down there, and you see a very large chest just split open.
Ooh.
And Prince Darendil has some slightly bloody knuckles, and there's Jimjar, unconscious on the ground, with a dart poking out of his chest.
I say, was the chest trapped?
I'm sorry?
Was the chest trapped?
Oh yes, Prince Darendil looks at you and says, "Oh, yes it was. Jimjar here tried opening it, and, well, the dart flew out, and, he's unconscious now, so I got a bit angry, and I seem to have smashed the chest.
What was in it?
What was in it is everybody's starting equipment."
Yay!
Cool.
Yeah.
I thank him for his anger.
Alright, and
Because I would have done the same.
And there is also in this room, which is actually very well appointed. It looks gorgeous as far as, drow aesthetics go. There's a big bed, there are tapestries on the walls, there's a small shrine with spider motif on it. Let's see. Yeah, it is a very fancy place.
Cool.
Awesome.
The chest also has a variety of silk, mostly dresses.
I'm probably going to pass on the dresses.
And there's also a drawstring on a small leather pouch. And a small purse. And a small gem.
So I'm going to suggest we take those things.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, one of the
Basically, anything
pouches,
else about it.
one of the pouches clinks a little bit, like there's glass inside.
I open it and look
It
inside.
has 2 flasks with a thick, syrupy red liquid.
Okay.
Ooh. Knowledge nature?
Well,
Perhaps.
I mean, you can roll it, but it's not going to
Knowledge
help.
something? Okay, so
How about-
what?
Knowledge Arcana.
Knowledge arcana
Yeah.
should be interesting. Because of that.
Yeah, nope.
I look at it and go, oh, wow. I have no idea what this is.
Bria?
Arcana, you said?
Yes.
Okay, this probably isn't gonna go well. Oh, well, no, it wouldn't be going well. Okay.
Oh. Well, you know that these look... You can't be sure, but these look like potions of healing.
Oh, bad. I was about to say potions of healing because they're red.
I know, it's like a video game or something.
Yeah.
Alright. So, at this point, everyone but Stool is awake, and Stool is easy to carry, so that's not too big a deal. In fact, Prince Darendil offers to carry the little guy.
I mean, that's up to Bria.
I'll carry the little guy. He's so cute. Oh, wait. Can I make a little, like, carrying thing out of some of, like, probably some of the dresses or something we found down there?
Make a little
Sure.
baby Bjorn.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can tie one of the dresses into like a little backpack made of spider silk.
I do that,
cute.
and I stick the little toad guy in it.
Aww. I mean, you could put on one of the spider silk dresses if you want. They're not very restrictive.
Does it give me any type of, thing?
You're less naked?
Right. I mean, clothes.
Well, we have our starting stuff back, right?
You do have your regular clothes back, which would include things like, you know,
Right.
your armor and such.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay, armor.
Probably a good
Yeah.
idea. So that, let's
Yeah.
see.
I assumed that we took a few minutes just to put everything on.
So that actually
Yeah,
does
yeah.
improve Bria's armor class, so that's a good thing.
And I got my weapons and everything back.
Yep.
Oh, how happy.
Alright, so you're all the way up to a 16 in armor. Alright, so Rot looks around and says, "We go now."
I mean, I am not one to argue that. However, I'm curious about those jet gem eyes of the statue spider.
Sereth looks at you kind of sideways and says, "If I were you, I wouldn't blaspheme Lolth."
But if you were me, you wouldn't worship it as a god
Well,
and see it for the value.
let's just say this. Whether or not you worship Lolth doesn't mean she won't curse you for blaspheming her.
Alright. Who wins this round? But I say it's because of the time constraint and not because of the suggestion.
Of course.
Perfect.
Alright, so, you guys, you can leave 10 either the way you came in, or sorry, that's only the way you came in. Because I forgot you were in 6, not 10.
Can we go back to the map?
I'm sorry? Oh, the
Can
back
we
to
go
the map? Yeah.
Also, in speaking with the drow, I tell him to tell us how to get out of here.
He says, "Alright, so there's a winch, but the problem with the winch is it requires someone up top to operate it. We could just jump into the spider webs and fight our way down. They'll break our fall, and from there, the cavern floor is a safe drop.
But
It'd be safer if we drop into the water, but there's a gray ooze down there.
so it's either go to the winch and hope someone's up there to bring us up, which is not going to happen.
No, down. We have to go down.
Oh, down. Sorry. Which either way won't happen because we're not drow like he is. We can take the waterfall with an ooze, or a bunch of spider webs with a bunch of spiders.
Well, even if we take the waterfall, we're going to have to deal with the spiders. But we won't have to deal with any broken legs or arms from falling. We'll just have to deal with, well, an ooze.
That works.
Alright. So he says, the safest way to do this is to get back onto the bridge to the guard tower and jump from there.
Well, that's like right where we are, so
That's what we'll do.
Alright.
sounds
So-
good to me.
You get back there, And who's gonna jump first?
I will go first.
All right, take a dexterity save.
Why not? Yes. It's like I was born to do this. It's one of the few I'm actually not proficient in.
All right, you're good.
14.
Bria, take a
Yes.
dexterity save.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
Sweet.
So Topsy jumps off next, and she just falls right through.
Oh boy.
At which point Turvey jumps after her, screaming, and he manages to land on the web and not fall through.
Good for him.
Jimjar,
Or is it-
unfortunately, also falls through, and everyone else, however, manages to land safely. So you hear two quick splashes as Topsy and Jimjar both land in the water. But you don't have time to deal with that, because there's a giant spider who would like to have you all for breakfast.
He's got another thing coming.
Well, let's hope so, right?
So are we in the water currently?
No, you are
Are
on
we
the
in the
webs.
webs?
You are on the webs.
Okay. Not quite at the waterfall.
Nope.
Down to the waterfall. Okay, that's fine. Bring it on.
Alright, so let's bring
do
up
this.
the turn tracker. And, why doesn't Gror roll for initiative? Alright.
A little better.
Bria?
So, initiative,
Yes.
which is... Aw.
So not super great.
Give me literally
Okay.
10 seconds.
Oh, are you going to be right back?
Probably. He said 10 seconds.
Yeah, so Gendrick got a 6.
Alright. What did I miss?
You missed a little bit of initiative, so not much.
Huzzah. I forgot my pencil was in the commons.
What?
I know, right? Oh, I just realized I have a box of pencils right fucking next to me. Okay.
Alright, so
Cool.
let's see. That puts the NPCs first. Alright, so first, Prince Darendil lets out another savage roar as he bounds across towards the spider. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit the first time. But the second time, he gets a critical hit, diving,
Boom.
shoving his claws in through its prosoma. Yeah, Google it.
I will once I know how to spell it.
Alright, so it's leaking some grayish, yellowish ichor.
I just you got max damage. It's awesome.
Yeah, he did do max damage on a critical hit, so ouch.
That's awesome.
Alright. So, it decides that it is going to spray a bunch of webbing. Alright. Unfortunately, it manages to miss well, fortunately for you, it manages to miss essentially everyone.
Yes.
So that's a fail, which means Gror.
Hi.
It's time for you to go.
I'm I'm gonna run up and smash it with my battle axe.
All right. All right, that is not a hit. However, Ront
Arr.
is going to try and punch it. But he fails. And everyone else who is unarmed seems disinclined. Actually, I'm sorry. Ront had a short sword, but it doesn't matter. He still rolled a 3.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised Ron didn't grab a sword.
No, he grabbed a short sword, but it doesn't matter. He still rolled a 3.
Right.
Alright, so Gendrick is going to try and do something useful. Alright, he does manage to hit this time.
Yes. With the Eldritch?
Yes, he shoots an Eldritch Blast at it. And it smashes in to the spider. You can see it buckles in some of its chitinous armor. Bria! Is it longsword time?
Fighting.
Wait, you're gonna hide?
Actually, no. I said fighting, not
Oh,
hiding.
fighting! I'm sorry. I thought you said hiding. I was like, wait, what?
Right. I'm probably going to use my longbow.
Longbow. Don't want to get close, huh?
Nope.
Alright.
Plus, I have a stronger attack with my longbow.
That's a hit.
Awesome.
And then... Cross your fingers, guys. See.
Alright, tell us, how does this arrow kill the spider?
Awesome.
It just goes straight through.
Right through the spider, huh?
Yep.
Alright, so Turvey pushes through the spider web and down into the pool. And you hear some screaming from down there.
Too far down to see?
Yeah, you can't see that far down.
Okay.
Well, you can make out some glimmers, and you can see that there are splashes in the water, but you can't make very much out.
Okay.
Bupido comes up and says, "Hey guys, we should probably help them out."
Yeah, maybe. So, let's just break through then.
Alright, so you guys pull through the spider web, and it's not all that tough to do. You can, when you're trying, it's fairly easy, even though you can in fact walk on it. And then Shushar just jumps down, and he just puts his hands forward and dives right into the water and comes back up, because, you know, he's kind of a fish person.
Mm.
But everyone
Makes
else
sense.
is kind of doing one of these flailing around bits as they fall.
Yeah,
And
more
then-
of a cannonball type of door.
Right. So, when you surface, you see there are these grayish pseudopods extending up from the water. And they're kind of battering at these two, they look kind of like rats, but they're roughly the size of large dogs.
Okay.
Where's our little deep gnome?
So, you can't see Topsy or Turvy, but Jimjar is unconscious on the bank of this stream. And Eldeth
Oh, boy.
is there trying to just kind of punch at the pseudopods, but it's not doing much.
So, I will go to the shore and kind of help her out with that.
Okay? So,
But without punching and with more slashing.
so it doesn't take a whole lot, so we're probably not going to actually combat it out, but you guys managed to at least force the gray ooze to retreat.
Perfect.
And then the two large rat things kind of huddle together.
I intimidate them. Scare them off.
Okay, so take an
Roar.
intimidation roll.
I will.
Alright.
Roar.
Alright, well, they scamper off.
Perfect.
Bria?
So
What do you-
turn the drow and say
Oh.
no which way.
Well, he says, well, it depends on where we're going. Stool says, I'd like to go home. And Sarah says,
Stool's awake.
yes, he has in fact woken up during this time, sorry. And
Oh, okay.
Sarah says, well, I'd like very much to take Stool up on his offer of sanctuary. And Shushar says, well, we are very close to my hometown of Sludunop. We could just go there.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to go to the area with the closest kind of safety proposal.
Likewise.
So
How do we get out of here?
Let's go to Sloopy Slarp or whatever it is.
Alright, and it's been about an hour, so we're going to give everyone a 5-minute break. So,
Okay.
be back in 5 minutes. Alright, well, I'm back, so when you two are back, we'll be good.
I've been here, man.
Oh, you didn't even take a break?
I never left.
Oh,
I don't even need it.
Nope.
well, Alright, so, you look around, and, so Topsy and Turvy are both missing.
Eh.
Where could they have gone, I wonder?
Fantastic.
I look around the water for bubbling or bodies.
Well, you don't see any.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I know, right?
Because, like, on one hand, they haven't drowned, and they're not there. On the other hand, I still don't know where they are. Ugh. Are we sure that they... And we know that they, made it down through the web and everything. So
They definitely made it through the web, and you heard splashes that you presume were them.
Yeah. So... Guys... Topsy and Turby are missing. What else
Panic.
could be down here that could have made them go missing?
Well, Eldeth, who also fell through, looks at you and says, well, I didn't see them, come up from the surface.
Oh, boy.
So they might be underwater.
Maybe they can.
Well, who wants to dive in with me?
I'll go.
Well,
Yay.
so Shushar comes up and says, "Well, you know, friends, I am I'm probably the best
Yeah, you're
swimmer.
a fish, dude.
I could
Yeah,
I
you
could
go.
probably check."
Please do.
Go for it.
Don't die as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's hopefully the pudding has retreated. So he dives in, and after a few minutes of looking around, during which, by the way, you can still hear the sounds of battle from above,
Hmm.
he comes back up and he says, "Oh, no, they're certainly not down there."
Well, that is, I guess, a good thing that they are not drowned.
No, they're certainly
as
not
far as we
drowned.
know.
Oh, we're good.
Right.
Well, casualties of war. It happens, I guess.
I guess.
Sorry, Jim Jar.
Jim Jar says, "Well, I mean, I didn't know them very well, but I was hoping I could get them back to Blingdenstone."
Yeah, so were we. But, I guess right now it looks like it's not gonna unfold that way.
Let's hope we can, I don't know. Maybe they escaped? Alright, so you hear another screech like you heard the first time.
Ah, coming from where?
Above you.
I look up.
Above us.
Yep.
From one of our group, or?
No. All of your group has made it to the cavern floor.
Right. Okay,
So-
let's keep going, yeah. Quickly before whatever is up there gets to us.
Well,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
those are the
it
times
fell
we can
down and is now screeching at you. Very loudly and very
It fell
incessantly.
or flew down?
Oh, it fell.
Where? Like into the water, or just like?
Check the map.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was just standing there because it was there. Or okay, cool.
Oh, that thing.
That looks
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, I dry sarcasm.
Right.
It's an ostrich angel.
I mean, that's one option. But
It's not the thing I saw before.
it is not the thing you saw before. But it is time for initiative checks.
13.
Alright, so Roar keeps at 13. Bria goes to 11. Gendrick goes to 21.
Yay.
Yeah, because he's apparently a badass this time. Let's see.
Just this one.
Alright, so first is Gendrick. So Gendrick is going to once again... Actually, Gendrick is going to look at his character sheet, because Gendrick doesn't remember what his non-cantrip spells are.
Only the creature's thing is listed in the turn order. At least from my view.
And then, the DM is going to be annoyed, because his Adobe crashed.
Oh, fun. Sorry, more sarcasm.
Right.
Sarcasm.
Alright, so he is actually going to use Arms of Hadar.
That sounds really stupid.
I can't wait to see what it does.
It just flails around.
Well, I mean, you know. So, a bunch of spectral arms reach out in basically the entire area where the horrible vulture creature is standing, and they all try to grab him, and each one looks kind of like it's made of rotten flesh.
Gross.
I know, right? But the creature
Awesome.
seems to be able to shrug most of them off. But wherever they manage to make contact, its flesh starts to kind of peel away and rot off.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. Gror.
I'm gonna go into a rage and attack this thing.
Alright. So, move yourself.
Just gonna go up to here
Alright.
for simplicity's sake.
And remember, you have +2 to your damage if you hit.
Huzzah. And I'm attacking with my axe.
Alright. Alright, you managed to just barely hit. So, let's get that
Awesome.
damage in there. Are you attacking two-handed or one-handed?
Just one-handed because I have the shield.
Alright.
So it's extra damage as well. 13.
Alright, describe how you killed this horrible creature.
Oh, Jesus. That was quick. I'll just cave its head in, why not?
Alright, so
Spike over the top.
upon closer examination, you noticed that it had already been heavily damaged. There were crossbow bolts sticking out of it and gashes. So when it crashed down onto the ground, you were not fighting it at full strength.
Don't belittle my win.
Well, I'm not trying to belittle it per se. I'm just pointing out that, yeah.
Whatever.
Alright,
Okay.
so it is time for a quick XP award. So, why don't you talk between yourselves about exactly where you'd like to go?
Everywhere.
Explore the world.
Do all the things.
I mean, I thought we decided that we're going to Shushar's place.
Well, that's certainly still an option.
Right. It's the closest place we can go that offers us some safety, right?
Yes, by a pretty reasonable amount, actually.
Yeah. I don't remember the other ones, but I remember one was 20-day hike. Which is fine for later on, but not right now.
Right.
So I guess I'll talk to Seraph and say, now which way? Because I've never been here before.
He says, well, I'm not sure how to get to Neverlight Grove, but Sloopdoodop seems like it might be a reasonable place to go and at least get more directions or some supplies or something.
Right. Okay.
And Shushar says, oh, well, if we're going to Sloopdoodop, we probably want to take the western cave entrance.
Okay. So we're going west.
Alright, so you head out through there,
Yes.
and then the DM finishes doing maths. Alright, so everyone is going to get 258 experience, which is not quite enough to get everyone up to level 3, but not far off. So you are all at 558 experience. Alright, so you head off into the wilds of the Underdark. Alright, so it is now time for me to activate the tracker, which doesn't seem to be functioning super well. Let's see
What
why
is
that
the
is.
tracker?
The tracker is for the audience, and not so much for you. Yes.
Who is our audience, by the way?
Oh, well, right now, my friend Ben is here, and there might be some lurkers.
Cool.
And also, the people of the future who watch this on YouTube in the year 252525.
Never forget about them.
Yes. They are important. And hello from the past. In the past, cars still drove on the ground, and
It was a simpler day.
I don't know, you still had to have sex to reproduce or something. I imagine that you don't have to do that anymore.
Pizza is still delicious.
Yeah. Pizza, yes. Let's hope the pizza survives to 25, 25, 25. Alright, so, you guys need to establish a marching order, 2 marching orders, in fact. One for when you are in narrow passageways, and one for when you are in passageways that are wide enough for some of you to stand side by side.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's start with the single file marching order. Who would you like to have go first, single file?
Who's the strongest?
Probably Gror or Prince Darendil.
Who knows the way best?
That too.
Well, that would be Shushar.
Okay.
But Shushar is also a pacifist.
Right. I can go first because I am a deep delver, so I can
Mhm.
always retrace my steps underground and such.
And then Shushar.
Okay.
Alright.
Or do you want Shushar more towards the back because he's a pacifist and won't get in the way in like a single call?
Well, he can always fall back.
True.
And he
Okay.
does move away.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, who is next?
Me. Me.
Bria?
Me.
Alright.
Sure.
After you,
The prince.
who?
So,
The prince.
The proud Darendil, yes.
Prince.
Yeah. Stool should be at the back.
Well,
Still
the
should
back...
be near the back.
So, here's the problem with the back, though.
Um,
Sometimes creatures approach from the rear.
Well, I was gonna say Gendrick. I think should have the very tail, just as like a strong escort.
Alright, so,
Hmm.
but who should be after Darendil?
Why not Eldrith or Eldith?
Eldith? Alright.
And then you can have Stool be in the middle, so he's not just gonna get
Okay.
killed immediately.
So we still need Sereth, Bupido, Ront, and Jimjar, and
Jimjar.
Gendrick. So Jimjar after Stool?
Sure.
Alright.
And then I don't know.
Well-
Sarah, Bupido, and Gendrick.
Alright.
Am I forgetting one?
I don't think so. I'm going to double check. Oh, Ront.
Ron. Let's keep him at the very back because Gendrick can't see underground.
Alright.
Or in the
So,
dark.
so Sereth, Bupido, Gendrick, Ront.
Sure.
Alright. And now, for side by side, who will be first? 2 names. I mean, we could just go down the list and just have those 2 be last, if that's what you want.
I don't really care. What about you?
Whatever works.
Alright, so we'll do that for now.
For now, let's do that then.
So that means Gror and Shushar will be next to each other, Bria and Darendil, Eldith and Stool, Jimjar and Sereth, Bupido and Gendrick, and then Ront will take up the rear by himself.
Cool.
Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Alright. So, you exit to the west, and one of the first things you have to do is decide, will you guys be setting a fast pace, which will give you a penalty to wisdom, and you will not be able to forage, a normal pace, which has no particular effects, or a slow pace, which will give you a bonus to foraging. But you'll be able to use stealth, but it will take you much more time.
I'm not concerned about foraging too much because I can always find stuff to eat and drink for up to 6 people. So for the most part, that should be fine. And plus, I have rations.
Well, you won't be able to
So
find
I'm-
anything unless you can actually forage. So,
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not concerned about getting the bonus to forage. I'm all for just a normal go as we go pace.
what do you think, Bria?
I'm okay with it.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Is there any way we can get a light for Gendrick?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, you haven't been able to find one yet, but you might be able to soon.
Okay. There's no casters amongst us who can do a little flare thing, or there's no like bioluminescent plants or something.
There might be, but not right now.
Cool. I will keep my eyes peeled.
All right.
And for now, Gendrick can just hold on to someone's belt or something so he doesn't wander off in the darkness.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'll just grab him and kind of drag him around.
All right. So you start wandering, and it is time for you guys to take a survival check. Bjorn, you have a good survival check, so we'll have... Well, actually, both of you have. So why don't both of you take it?
Crit.
Alright.
Survival. Radio. I mean, it's not wonderful, Tim, but it's something.
Well, you might as well take it.
Ahem.
Well, it's not great, but because Eldith got a success, and Gror got a critical success, you guys are able to find enough food to well feed yourselves for the day. However,
Yeah.
and also not get lost. It's a plus. However, as you're
I
going,
can always retrace my steps.
you come across a long, winding corridor, and suddenly, the whole thing starts shaking.
Ew.
So, take some dexterity saves. Alright, Gror, you're fine.
Perfect.
Am I okay?
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
Is it shaking because we're in the Underdark and that's just what it does sometimes, or is it because it's a weird cavern that's like not
Well,
load bearing? Or is it
I am
slow
about to
somewhere?
tell you, and it's not good, but...
Something big is heading our way, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So I just have to check on some statistics because lava is bursting out of the corridor.
Oh.
I know, right? Sucks.
Okay.
Alright, so let's see. Eldith is okay, but barely.
So when you say bursting out, do you mean like with a lot of force, or is it just?
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
it's like
making
shooting
its
out.
way, like, oh boy,
Yeah.
that's a thing that happens, I
It
guess.
is a thing that happens.
Hmm.
In the Underdark, unfortunately, Shushar and Stool are hit.
Oh boy, that's not going to be very good.
No. So, Shushar is very much unconscious, and Stool just burns up and into a crisp and is gone.
Wow.
Wow. Wait, who?
Stool.
Stool.
No.
Stool is simply gone.
Aw.
And before you can help Shushar, you see some random things that I will roll for now. Because there's a lot of randomness at this point.
I cannot wait. What else you got?
So, you see a couple drow kind of shambling forward
From where?
ahead of you.
Okay.
Gonna do anything?
I mean, do they also have to do with the lava?
Well, they don't seem to be burned, but they are just kind of shambling forward.
Okay, I'm just a little confused on the layout of this, I guess.
So they're ahead of you in a very narrow corridor. So basically, you can see
Right.
them. Shushar is unconscious behind you, and Bria can see them, but no one behind you can really see them.
Right. So that's not the part that's got me. Is it? So we're in this column that's just for the sake of a map. It's a 5-foot just stretch basically.
Yeah, it's 5 foot across roughly. It widens
Right,
out a little bit here and there, but it's never wide enough for two of you to walk next to each other.
Right. And so the lava, did it just kind of come out randomly, like
Yeah, it's spurted out.
through our path?
It spurted out in various jets, and then it kind of subsided.
Okay. So that's the part I didn't really get. I was like, did they just ignore the lava because they're like used to it, or okay? I will alert the party,
Okay.
and I guess hunker down. Maybe kind of, since we're not like marching at a pace, we can stealth maybe, and it's taken by surprise.
Alright, well, they continue wandering forward. And why don't, Gror and Bria, why don't you both take perception checks?
Okay. Wait, perception, not stealth.
Well, first you're going to take perception, and then if you, depending on how you feel about that, you can take some stealth
Okay.
checks.
I got a 20.
Ooh.
Alright, well,
That's-
Bria doesn't know anything. However, Gror, you notice that these drow have small, like, mushroom-like growths that come out of their skin here and there, and they have this kind of dead-eyed look. They're just staring ahead.
So drow zombies, probably infected with some kind of thing. Let's burn them.
Yeah. Would my character know what this is exactly? I
Well,
don't
you
know.
do have some Underdark experience, so why don't you
Yeah, that's
take
what I'm
a
saying.
general intelligence check?
It's the plague.
A general intelligence?
Yes.
Oh boy. Cannot wait to roll this one.
Oh, hey! So they are
Surprisingly good.
Myconid spore servants. So when Myconids find corpses in the Underdark, they have two things that they usually do with them. One is they bring them home as food for their mushroom gardens. And two, if they feel like this would be more useful, they'll put some spores into the corpse, which will reanimate it as a creature that has no real mind of its own, but will serve the purposes of the Myconids. Myconid spore servants are not normally aggressive.
Okay.
So,
Was that the end of the sentence?
yeah, that was the end of sentence. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. The inflection kind of made it seem like it was a dramatic pause or something.
Yeah, so, what are you going to do about these spore
They're not
servants?
like. I mean, we don't have any bodies right now to kind of give them to take off. And we are on a straightaway passageway, so we're gonna have to meet eventually.
Okay. Well, they're not making any aggressive moves.
What would be an aggressive move for those guys?
Well, I mean, they're not
Like, what are they capable of?
well, you don't know exactly what they're capable of, but they're just shambling. And they're making no particular, like, they're not running, they don't seem to be looking around very carefully, they're just walking forward.
So based on my knowledge with them, like, is this something we can just kind of, scoot around each other and, oh, excuse me, I'm just passing through? Or is this just like they're not aggressive because they don't know we're here?
So they're not
and
normally
they would
aggressive
kind of not-
creatures at all, unless they're attacked.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's just walk past them then.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? We're more numerous, and they are not aggressive. So,
Alright, and I just noticed, I think my laptop's internet died, so I have probably been not keeping up with the chat room, and if that's the case, I sincerely apologize. I really am sorry about that.
it's all
But-
good immersion,
Yeah. So, you go forward a day, or well, you go forward for the day, and nothing else of very much note happens,
Okay.
and you guys start getting very tired.
I'm tired. Let's make a shelter.
Alright. Well, you don't have a whole lot to make a shelter out of.
And then just a general kind of hunker down.
Ah, yes.
Dig in there. My bad.
Alright, so,
Nap time, guys.
indeed. Alright, so are you going to try and conceal yourselves, or are you just going to sleep?
I mean, might as well just conceal ourselves just because it's smart to do. Do we have any NPC volunteers who want to take watch or something?
Well, Sereth
I'll make that.
says that he can take watch for at least 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. He just meditates, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright,
Wait, isn't it he meditates for 4 hours? So he only needs 4 hours rest.
yeah. So he only needs to be essentially unconscious for 4 hours.
Right.
So,
Okay. So I can take the first 4 hours, and then I can
well,
rouse him for the
so
remainder.
that leaves like 8 people, which means you could all just take quick half-hour shifts.
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds like a great idea.
Alright.
Let's do that.
Alright, so who is taking the first shift? Is it gonna be Sereth first, or you guys gonna all go before him, or what?
I'll take first. Why not? But yeah, I think we're all gonna go before Sarah, so he can get his 4 hours and then be up for the rest, I guess.
Alright, makes sense. So, you guys all take your turns in peace. But, Sereth, during his turn, wakes all of you up. And he says, "Shh, there's someone coming. Someone's approaching."
Okay.
Alright, so you guys are
ready myself.
you guys are in a little cleft, and Sereth peers off into the darkness because he has by far the best dark vision.
True.
And he looks and he says, I think there's humans.
Humans.
In the Underdark.
4 of them.
Strange.
Peculiar.
They're armed. What should we do?
Greet them.
What would humans be doing down in the Underdark, Sarah?
Well, normally humans in the Underdark are adventurers or raiders or something.
Would they capture us, do you think?
They might, but there's more of us than there are of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ron
I mean-
says, Ron comes up and says, we could kill them, take their things, eat their flesh.
We could do that.
Well, a few of those things sound reasonable.
So Eldeth comes up and
not
says,
one for the
"Well, you know, they might be friendly or even reasonable.
We
Yeah.
can check.
We could talk."
Um,
Shushar says, "Well, I of course think that we should at least try talking to them. It's I would hate to see this come to blows."
Of course. I'm inclined just to let them completely bypass us without even noticing, personally. You know,
All right.
That works too.
nothing ventured, nothing gained, but like
Right.
in the beneficial way where it's not like potential murder.
So nothing ventured, no murder.
Right.
Right.
Nothing ventured, nothing negative gained, I guess.
All right.
Nothing lost, I suppose. At least that would let us have them kind of get closer so we can...
All right. So
see
take
if
some
there's
stealth
anything
checks.
about them or-
All of us.
Oh, yes.
Ouch.
Ah, maybe. That'll be good. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
All right. So as they approach, they do in fact gain sight of you. And one of them, who seems a bit stronger than the other, and he has some somewhat better, well, fancier equipment, says, "You there! Either give us
Yeah?
something valuable, some gold or gems, or we'll kill you all."
Does he see all of us, or does he just see me?
Well, I mean, he points in your general direction, and he's not about to tell you exactly what he sees, so you don't know for certain.
Alright. Okay.
I'd love to see him try.
Yeah. I am just gonna make it general intimidation
Okay?
and just be like, you might think you're hot shit, but you have no idea how many of us there are. It would be very wise for you to just continue to walk at your pace and be
So,
on your way.
take an intimidation roll.
Boom. 13.
Alright. The person who seems to be speaking for them, maybe he's a leader or something, simply laughs at you.
I don't appreciate that laughter.
Is he laughing with me or at me?
Well, are you laughing?
I mean, I could laugh. Maybe this will just turn into a lighthearted little joke.
Is that what you'd like to do?
Is it like a maniacal laugh that he's giving, or is it like
Yeah, it's a-
you silly boy?
It's a bit maniacal.
Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Alright, so would you like to laugh along, or...
I'll just kind of stand up and flex myself and show off all my rippling pectorals, I guess.
Alright, so he says, "Look, I'm losing patience with you. Either pay our toll, or we'll take something from you."
Oh, that's fun. That's rich. I look over to Ront, and I think we share a look, I would say.
Well, Ront looks at you and says, and he just kind of licks his lip.
That's a good
Yeah.
indicator.
Yeah, I would say. So, I guess battle cry and initiative.
Alright, battle cry.
Blood, death, and vengeance. Anyone?
Well,
I'm
oh,
down.
yeah. So, was that... no, that 13 wasn't your initiative.
No. I'm doing that now.
Alright.
14.
Alright, 14.
Has anyone seen The Gamers? At all? No?
I don't remember having seen. Sorry.
It's a-
Bria, what do you got?
Okay.
For initiative?
Mm-hmm.
Bada bing.
All right. Now, also, you guys have taken a short rest over the course of this time.
Oh.
And,
oh.
actually, did anyone help Shushar?
With.
Oh, right. Crap, I totally forgot. I have Cure Wounds I could cast on him.
That's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
a good. That's probably a good
Kind of
idea.
retcon that.
Yeah, let's retcon that.
Yeah. So I'll do that and cast Cure Wounds on him. And there's 1d8 plus my Wisdom mod. So 11.
All right. So he is no longer at minimum hit points.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
So we kind of whizzed through that little run-in with the things,
Mhm.
and then I forgot.
All right. So I'm assuming that the non-PCs have taken at least a hit die worth of resting. Bria, you can also roll a what is it? Double checking. Is it D10 for your hit points?
I don't know.
Well, where's your player's handbook, Bria?
What's your class?
Ranger.
Ranger? I think
Yeah.
it's a D10.
Pretty sure it's a D10.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah, it is. So take a D10 plus 2 worth of hit dice if you want.
Plus your
Okay.
con.
So guess who's back up to full?
yeah. I really didn't need that.
Alright,
We might as well know.
so the monsters, who I'm just going to keep with the Vrock, get a 10.
The monsters.
Well, the bandits. I don't know what you call them. They're
I guess
humans, but
if you-
they're very mean.
I guess, like... What is it?
Alright, Gendrick is going first.
I
And
guess.
he is very unhappy, so he is going to cast Arms of Hadar again.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We did regain spell slots, right? Because it was one of your short rests.
He did get his spells back, because Warlocks get their spells back after a short rest.
Oh, damn, cool.
Yeah. They also have much fewer spell slots, but no one else has their spells back.
Right.
Alright, so, the bandits succeed, but they still take some damage. So 2 of them are caught in his Arms of Hadar spell.
Rotting hands.
Right.
Rotting hand spell.
So, let's see, 2 of them. Let me get some paper out for note-takings. Alright, so 2 of them are caught in the spell, and the hands rot away some of their flesh, but it looks fairly minor. They're able to avoid most of them. Gror.
Gross. I'm gonna drop into my second rage of the day
Okay.
and charge Screaming Bloody Murder.
Alright, not just regular murder, but bloody murder.
Always Bloody Murder.
Bloody murder is way better than regular murder. Alright, so did you
So
hit
much
the
more
leader, or were you going for the leader or one of the regular guys?
Oh, I'm going for the leader because he laughed at me.
Alright, well that's a hit.
Take that personally. Alright, and then damage is that. We get the bonus, so 11.
Alright. Bria,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
I mean, I think I'm gonna try my sword this time.
Alright, so are you going to try and attack one of the regular guys or the leader?
The leader.
Yes.
Okay,
Up close
Harder
and
to
personal.
indeed.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. No. So, they...
Darn.
I tried.
So, the leader slashes at Garor because he doesn't wear any armor, and so he looks like a softer target. Which probably isn't actually
You would think
good...
that.
It's actually probably not a good assumption, but still.
Hmm.
Although,
happy, bro.
you know, his 23 attack roll is probably good enough, though. And
Yeah,
so
a little skilled,
he
but-
slams a great axe right into you. However, because you do have damage resistance due to your rage, you are actually only taking 5 points of damage, even though he just went crazy with that thing.
As
Alright,
a free action, I laughed back at him.
or I'm sorry, it wasn't a great axe, it was actually a scimitar. Mabi, I was looking at the wrong thingy.
Less cool.
It is less cool, but
Yeah.
still, he does do it. And then, he
I
tries
laughed
it
in his
again!
face. Ah,
And I'm pretty
I
sure a
did it, bro.
20 also works.
I mean, I guess.
But don't worry, because his other scimitar, or sorry, his same scimitar that he hits you with again only does 3 points of damage. But then, he pulls out a dagger, or well, he reveals a dagger in his other hand.
This guy's made of weapons.
I know, right? Well, he's only got a scimitar and a dagger.
Eh.
And it again does very little damage. But you are still
But it hit
significantly
yourself.
hurt. At which point, it is time
I mean-
for your buddies to charge forward. So Ront,
Well, wait a minute. How much damage did he do with the dagger?
well, you're down to, let's see. He did 10 points of damage to you total.
10.
Yeah.
So I'm only taking 5 total. Yeah?
Yeah, basically. Well, no, sorry, he did
Or
10
did he do
after.
10 damage after?
After, sorry, yeah, after.
Okay. Because I'm also keeping track of this, so, you know.
Alright, well, it is on your token.
Duck.
Oh, are you updating this for me?
I am, because I am a good
I was
DM.
about to.
I am a good DM. So, Ront runs up to the leader because he is pissed at the leader, and also seems kind of
Join in.
hungry. And he misses anyway.
My
So,
God, you guys.
let's see, who is it? Prince Darendil lets out a bestial roar and also attacks, but he manages to hit twice because he's better than you.
Is he also attacking the leader?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, he managed to sink his claws in, although it doesn't do as much damage as you might have liked. So, Shushar does, well, nothing. Bupido attacks one of the regular old dudes, and he hits. So, he managed to attack one with his short sword. Eldeth also has a short sword, but she manages to do nothing.
Jesus. Letting me down.
So Sarith is up next, and then Jimjar, but they manage to connect at no point at all. But we're back to Gendrick, who looks to the bandit that Prince Darendil had attacked, and it had already been hit by his own Arms of Hadar, so he's going to cast a Eldritch Blast, which does nothing because I can't roll for crap today. Gror!
Oh my God. I yell again and attack again. 17.
That's a hit. I don't know what zero
Wait,
successes means,
So I
but
rolled an 8. I don't either. So I rolled an 8, but then I did an equal 6 instead of plus 6. So
Yeah.
14 damage.
14 damage.
Yes.
Alright. Alright, he is not looking very good. Bria.
Good.
Go try my bow this time.
Alright, against whom?
The leader.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
Fail.
I
Alright,
can't win.
so the leader is not very happy at Gror, who seems to be the one who is actually, doing things to him. So he hits you with his scimitar once. The second time it misses, but he does manage to hit you with his dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
Okay.
So it's 12 points of damage, really, but it's only 6 now, because of your damage resistance for being awesome. So one of the leaders, or one of the bandits, takes an attack at Ront. But he misses. Another one takes an attack at Bupido, and he hits. So...
someone's hitting.
I know, right? Another one takes an attack at Sereth, missing, and the last one takes an attack at Eldeth, also missing. So, Ront responds angrily, managing to hit the one that attacked him, and he has killed it. So his short sword stabs right through his chest and pokes out the back, and then he just throws it to the ground.
Nice.
Prince Darendil runs up, or is still at the leader, and he hits once with his claws, pulling flesh away. Let's see, who else do we have? Shushar, of course, does nothing. Eldeth opts to attack, and this time she actually hits, causing... So her short sword stabs into the other one that had already been damaged by Gendrick's Arms of Hadar. And so she stabs it in the gut and pulls the sword sideways, and his intestines spill out onto the ground as he collapses.
Beautiful.
I know, right? Sereth manages to hit one of the ones that have so far been undamaged. And while he doesn't kill it, he scores a solid hit. Jimjar, unfortunately, misses the last one. And we are back at Gendrick, who will attack the so far damaged bandit. And he actually manages to hit this time with his spell.
Yay.
So the spell, the Eldritch Blast, slams into his head, and there's just a dent, and his blood spurts out through the sides of his head. And he collapses with a, partially collapsed skull. Gror.
I'm gonna keep attacking.
Alright.
Ugh.
Ooh. Yeah, no.
Nope.
Bria. Is it sword time?
There, I tried to go again.
Is it sword time?
Yeah, or
Alright,
It is.
sword time. See what you got.
something good, hopefully. Whee!
That's a hit.
And roll 1d. Okay. Still getting used to this new character sheet.
Oh. Unfortunately, 4 is not very good, and he is far from dead. He is, however, rather pissed off at you.
Oh. It's fine.
And, well, you say it's fine, except that he does a fair amount of damage.
It's fine.
Maybe. Until he does, 21 points of damage, putting you unconscious immediately.
Oh. Does he really?
Yeah, he stabs you with his scimitar twice, or well, he slashes you with his scimitar twice, and then he shoves a dagger up into your ribcage, and you collapse, unconscious.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
not
never mind. Maybe it wasn't okay.
yeah, not a good time. So, Rot
Avenge me, guys! Avenge me!
Well, you're not dead yet, but Rot runs over, and he hits. And he gets a really good hit with his short sword. And so now this guy is just flowing with blood, at which point Prince Darendil runs over, and he grabs... He takes both of his arms, and he latches onto this bandit captain's arms, and he just pulls his arms right off. And just the blood flows down, and at this point, the guy starts to lose consciousness, at which point Prince Darendil just starts eating his throat.
Oh. Okay.
So, you know, hooray!
That's pretty intimidating.
Yeah. So don't get on Prince Darendil's bad side, because apparently his refined elvish manners do not extend to not eating the fallen.
That's fine.
No judgment here.
Nope.
I know, right? So that is time for some more experience adding up. Alright, so that's all there. So, 8. That is 183 experience, which I believe should be...
Oh, are they all dead?
Yeah, that's the last of them, and I'm going to double check and see if that's enough for a level.
Cool. So when we took our second level, I just took the first level of Barbarian.
Right.
Did that count like as the 300 experience, or like how is that gonna work?
Yeah, that gave... I started you at 300 experience for that reason.
Okay, cool.
So it needs 900 to level up, so your guys are not quite there. However, I am going to do some quick math and see how much experience everyone has. So 5, 5, 8, 1, 8. So you guys are at 741, and we are at roughly the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to give you guys another 5-minute break if you need it. If you don't, just stay here. I'm going to take a quick break, and see you guys in a few.
Good. Can I do a quick medicine, like healing?
Oh,
thing
yes,
before
yes,
the
let's do that before the break. So what would you like to do with Shushar, who is currently very close to death?
Shushar? Or...
Oh, sorry, not Shushar, Bria,
Me?
that's what I meant.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a cure wounds because I use my spells. But
Well, you do have some
at least-
healing potions.
Oh, right. I forgot about those.
Wait, is it possible for me to use Cure Wounds on myself?
Not while you're unconscious, but I do want you to roll a d20.
Why?
Oh boy.
It's called a death save.
Oh.
Yeah. If you roll, you have 3 chances for each. If you roll below a 10, it's 1 point for death, and if you roll
I'm okay.
above it, 1 for
Oh!
life.
You actually just rolled 2 saves, because 20 counts as 2 saves, whereas 1 counts as 2 fails.
Yeah.
So you're actually doing okay. So you could actually just try to stabilize her, and then she'll wake up. Or you could try using the health potion. If
For
I
now,
were
I'm just
you,
gonna do-
if I were you, I would see what happens and see if she stabilizes.
Well, I'm gonna help stabilize her at least with
Right.
one medicine check.
So take a medicine check.
Cool. 15.
Oh yeah, she's fine. So she's not conscious, but she is no longer bleeding out. She will be okay as long as nothing further happens. And you guys have completed your first day of travel, and so yeah, let's take that quick 5-minute break.
Awesome.
Alright. Who's here?
I.
And I guess Brittany is not quite back yet. So that's fine. Oh, well, you didn't say so. Alright, so. Welcome back, everyone. And, well, no one's just joining us, so we can ignore that. Alright, so. You guys head off
Right.
back into the wilderness. You have plenty of food. So.
Do we get to sleep first?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You guys take a long rest. Because, you know.
First? Yeah. Before I go to sleep, I'm going to use a hit die to heal.
Well, a long rest will restore everything. But, okay.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just do that then.
Good call. So, 18. Shushan is back up to full. You guys lost Ront. What's up with that?